How to overcome imposter syndrome. Welcome to the School of Self-Worth Live. I'm Sam Osborne, the Self-Worth Guy. Today, I'm going to tell you how to overcome imposter syndrome. And if there's one thing I want you to remember from this video, it's control what you can control. That is the best way to overcome imposter syndrome. And we're going to talk about the terrain that you play in, that we all play in every day. There's only three things that we can really control in life. It's our perspective, it's our decisions, and it's our actions. Let's go through those three things in regards to overcoming imposter syndrome. So firstly, your perceptions. To overcome imposter syndrome, if you're dealing in the realm of your perceptions, this is internally in your mind. By the way, happy Sunday, got my coffee. You can change your perspective on yourself, and that is going to help overcome imposter syndrome. So how do you change your perception? How do you change how you're perceiving yourself? Well, you need to first of all look at how you do identify as yourself. List all the ways that you say, okay, my name, my age, where I was born, what I do for a living, my goals, my ambition, like really, just list all of those common things and start to list things like, well, my beliefs are this, I value these things in life, my perceptions about the world, my perceptions about myself, perceptions my perceptions of myself in work situations, business situations, social situations, whatever they are. Analyze them. Look at your perceptions of yourself in those different situations, and then start to think, well, are those perceptions true all of the time? Think specifically about a time or a situation when you feel like an imposter, and think of yourself, or ask yourself, do I feel like that all the time? And you look in other areas of your life and think, well, in that area over there, I'm confident, I'm calm, I'm in control, I feel certain. So what can I take from that perspective, that context, and apply it over here to a situation where I feel like an imposter in my perceptions? Like, how can I shift my perception and say, well, sometimes I feel like an imposter in that situation, but not over there. So you start to change your perception a little bit. You say, okay, I'm starting to get a balanced perception on who I am. So the idea is that you go, well, actually, I'm not an imposter all the time. And that we can sometimes amplify these thoughts, especially the negative ones. So balance your perceptions with times where you are confident. Let's go on to the second one. Decisions. You can overcome imposter syndrome by changing the decisions that you make, or make better decisions. First one is you can just start to say, today, I'm deciding to stop this whole imposter syndrome thing. Just make a decision. Now you might think, okay, that's not going to do anything. But sometimes making the decision to really go at something has a kind of power to it. You can also decide that when you are going to a situation where imposter syndrome comes up, make the decision, today, I'm going to be more present with myself. I'm going to decide to be vulnerable and be okay with making mistakes. I'm going to be okay that I might get it wrong and look foolish, and I'm going to be okay. Make the decision that you're going to be okay if someone catches you out as a fraud. Bet you it's not going to happen. So that is a great way to control your decisions to overcome imposter syndrome. Last one, actions. Taking actions. This is where really the magic happens, is, actions speak louder than words, as I said in my video yesterday. So if you want to overcome imposter syndrome, take action. Go and do the thing that you're most afraid of doing and watch what happens. I'm going to put $20 on the table and say nothing. There's not going to be any fraud police that pop out of nowhere and say, we found you, you're an intellectual fraud, or you've been faking your accomplishments all this time. So call your own bluff by taking action. Go and stand in your own vulnerability and watch yourself transform through that. I did it by joining a public speaking organization to practice public speaking because it's scary. And I remember standing in front of the audience and having the mental blank and going, oh shit, what am I going to say? I don't know what to say. And you start to feel, I started to feel really self-conscious, but I made a decision in that moment that I was going to stand in my vulnerability and watch what happens. And I admitted to the audience, I said, I actually have forgotten what to say, and I really don't care. I don't care what's going to happen next. And I was verbalizing, what I was going through in my head, the imposter syndrome thoughts. And I thought, right now, everyone, I just want you to know that I'm feeling like an imposter. I've forgotten what I've got to say. And just waiting to see if there's anyone's going to point the finger at me, ridicule me, take advantage of me, but none of that happened. And I found that same sort of result happened in lots of situations where I wanted to go and do something, step outside my comfort zone, and I would forget my way. I would lose my, train of thought, and I would just stand in my vulnerability and say, you know what, I'm going to call my own bluff on this imposter syndrome stuff. And I saw through it. Okay, so that's what I want you to try out. So, in summary, if to overcome imposter syndrome, control what you can control. You can control your perceptions, you control your thoughts and your actions. And if you've loved this video, I've got a free gift for you. It's called Crush Imposter Syndrome Forever, the starter kit for bulletproof confidence. And you can get it in the links above or below, depending where you are watching. And I invite you to join the School of Self-Worth Facebook group too. Come and say hello. That's the best way to come and say hi to me. Ask your questions. Love to make a video for you. And if you've remembered one thing from this video, it's control what you can control. And that is how you overcome imposter syndrome. Happy Sunday, everybody. Cheers. I'll see you tomorrow.